Hello, hello, Chalkin History friends. How are you today? It is Thursday. We are pickle ballin' today. Tell me in the comments if you are a pickle baller. Say hello. Tell me if you're a pickle baller. We're going to do another inking project with hopefully a fun little twist. We are going to add a little puff additive to our ink. We were talking about that the other day. So we're gonna see if it works. I could swear the last time I used an additive to our ink, I could have swore it was like a powder. So I found a puff additive that I had purchased, and it is not a powder. So I am curious what I used before. And I tried to find the video from, it was probably good 2-3 years ago I've used it. So I'm gonna look for that to see if there's actually another type of product that we could be using. But we will try this one and see what happens. Say hello, tell me in the comments if you are a pickle baller. I need to know. I tried it once and it did not go well. Not well at all. So what we're gonna do today is we are going to put the Pickle Ballin transfer on these pickle ball paddle covers. They're like that styro something or other, not styrofoam, but styrene or something of that sort material. So we are going to try it, and we will heat set it. So we will use our ink products. We're just going to give it a go. So we're going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to use white and purple because purple's my favorite color. And we're going to do the ball. We're going to try to make it like a fluorescent yellowish, that fluorescent glow in the dark kind of color. And with that, I'm going to use our Scout Green and then our Pucker Yellow. So Scout Green, Pucker Yellow. I want to say those might have been color of the month. You could probably achieve that same look with, Meadow and Bumblebee. You could probably get pretty close. Okay, so let's do that. Let's mix up some colors first. So I'm thinking we're going to start with our pucker. We're really not going to need a whole lot of ink here because that ball is pretty small. If I decide to maybe I'll do it like there's a little mark here. It says always, and then see you in the kitchen. Terms that have to do with pickleballing. Again, I tried it once. I used to play tennis and be pretty decent at it, and I couldn't get this pickleball thing. I could not hit it for my life. So not quite sure what happened there, but all right, we are going to take just a smidge of green and see if we can get that yellow to look kind of like a fluorescent limey color. Boy, that green really took over, didn't it? So I'm going to probably add more yellow. Let's just get this stirred in here. It's close. It's a little too yellow for my liking. Let's add too green. Let's keep adding some yellow here. close. I wonder if we added a little bit of white ink, that might lighten it up for us. So let's grab some white ink. See if that does the trick for us. Let's get another stir stick here. Now I'm really curious what that darn puff additive I bought a long time ago. Because this one that I just opened up for today, I bought that in 2020, and I'm pretty sure I used it, but it was sealed, so I'm not quite sure what the heck I used before. That white off. All right, it's looking better and better here. Almost to the color that I want. It's really close, you guys. I'm trying not to get my, just don't want to get this clean white stir stick in that green, so let's just kind of scoop it from the side here. Get that mixed in. I think this is good. I think that should work. Let's really get it mixed in though, because we don't want any of that white to pop up. All that green and yellow. I love mixing colors to customize my projects. That's the beauty of our products. They mix easily. And you just become a scientist, right? You can mix these colors up and see what you come up with. All right, I think that's probably pretty darn good. All right, that should do it. And I don't see a color that we have that's close to that, so I think we did good. All right, let's cover this guy up. This guy out of here. Oh, let's see. I'll get a paper towel and put it on. Get that covered up. Like I said, we're going to use white for sure, and we're going to use our perfect purple. And then we came out with a second round of purples called Ditto, and they are the exact same color. So that's that. All right. We don't need Bumblebee. Okay. All right. Let's get this. We'll do one at a time here. All right. I am not, let's see. I am not going to put anything in there because it's not going to leak through, and I don't, this is going to slide anyway. Like, if anything, I should put the thing down here and so it wouldn't slide, but we're not going to use a mat. So no need for that today. Get a pen here. Pickle Ballin. What's also nice is you can do this with any of your favorite, like, team colors, or if you're on like a club team and you play pickleball, you could use those colors. It's kind of nice that you can customize that way. I have two covers, and what I'm going to do is I think you'll see like the zipper opening is both on this side on those. I'm going to probably turn one over so that, I don't know, if someone's a lefty or a righty, depending on what hand they want to carry it in, it'll be the front. I like to do that with my mugs too. I like to make one for a left-hander, and I like to make one for a right-hander. All right, let's make sure there's nothing on here. And we'll get it on. And we'll kind of eyeball it, see if we're in the center, make sure it's straight. You know the drill. I think that's good. All right, let's make sure that is nice and flat against our cover here. Are you a pickle baller? All right. Cool. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's do the words always. And there's just like a little teeny diamond up here. Careful you're not getting it off your transfer or somewhere else on the project that you don't want it to be. Okay. And then we're going to kind of work our way down. And what's nice about ink is you can take your time. Unlike with our pastes, you kind of have to work a little faster. All right, so we're going to do pickle in white. The green kind of almost looks like a pickle color too, doesn't it? That just crossed my mind. Look at that. All right, let's get this covered here. Get off excess. Make sure you're hitting those letters really well. Add some more white. Sometimes certain materials don't really want to soak in the ink, and that's okay. All right, let's do ballin, or let's see, I want to do the handles in white too, so let's do the ballin and the handles all at once. We'll do that see you in the kitchen with that color we mixed. Last time my husband played, he ruptured two of his, not Achilles, but your plantar fasciitis tendons, two of them. You have three on the bottom of your feet. He ruptured two and then kept playing. Yikes, yikes, yikes. And then I don't think he's played since, actually. Poor guy. He was in a lot of pain. That was not fun. Not fun at all. Okay, I'm gonna do the balls, or the ball, last, because we're gonna add the additive to that. In fact, I'll probably separate it a little bit so that when we do the top and bottom on the second case or cover, then we'll have regular paste for that. All right, so we want to do purple for our handles. Let's get that open. Wow, that is such a pretty color. Love me a good purple. Okay, throw that out. And let's see, we can probably do this. Okay, remember, try to stay on the actual transfer. Don't go off on your fabric or whatever it is you're inking. Because this is a permanent product, okay? If I did accidentally get it on here, I would probably have to take the entire thing and rinse it off in the sink with cool water, and it would probably come out. except that I'd have to wait for it to dry and blah, 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 you know. We don't have time for that. We just don't have time for that. Okay, really trying to work that through that mesh. Now, unless I have a second bottle somewhere of this stuff open, and I don't remember where I stuck it because it's been years. Honestly, it's been years. All right, let's do down here. And then we'll add the additive to this limey green that we created here, because that's what we want to puff when we heat set it. Okay, it activates when it's being heat set. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, like I said, is I'm gonna come over here. I'm just gonna bring a little bit of normal stuff there. Let's scrape this over here. And so given the amount of paste or ink, this is an ink product, the puff additive, given however much you have, it says to add 20% to your mixture. Okay, so it's honestly a guessing game. So I'm just gonna take this much here and add that. Put that over there. Let's mix this in. And then we'll use a different squeegee to apply it. And you know what? I'm going to add a little bit more. I just feel like I want to add a little more. So let me just wipe that off. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Just because. Okay, let's get that mixed in. And I hope it works. And I'll post a link to how you can get your own. Okay, I think that's mixed in. Let's get another one here. And then apply it to the pickle ball. And that should be the only thing that puffs up. Back. Put on a good kind of coat here because I really want it to sit on top of that fabric here. Okay. All right, let's get this on. And, oops. We're gonna set it for a minute. Okay, let's peel it and reveal it. Oh, OMG, you guys, how cute is this? If you feel like you've missed some spots, kind of lay it back down. I will sometimes like just scrape it. Okay, works. Cute, 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 cute. So cute. Oh my gosh, I love that purple. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna put this aside, let it air dry a few minutes. Let's do the other one, and then we'll do them both. We'll heat set both of them. So now this one, I'm gonna flip over so that it's on the other side of the mat, or the cover, I'm sorry. Let's wash our transfer real quick. Okay, let's get this washed so we can start with a nice, fresh, clean transfer. Everything's still pretty wet, so that's good. It should come off real nice for us. Let's close up our bottle of puff additive. I know I had another one. I just know I did. Just can't remember if it, I thought it was a powder. I really thought it was a powder. I really have to go through all my old videos. I'm gonna have to really look this up. Or okay, maybe my emails. Maybe I have something in emails. I don't know. I don't know. Really not hard at all to clean, very easy. Because we got to it fairly quickly, right? We didn't let that sit, didn't have time to really stain. Okay, let's get a paper towel, get all that moisture off. What's everyone making for dinner? I am making a chicken parm pasta tonight. So yummy. So yummy. All right, this is the sticky side that I sweep it over gently just to get that moisture off. Okay, let's get that other one out. All right, so our heat press is ready when we are. So I only own one paddle, and it was my dad's. So I'm going to take it down to Hilton Head when we go again, because that's where it should be. Okay, let's see. Make sure it's flat. Really rubbing it down here. All right. So let's go ahead and start with the puffy part. Let's get that pickle puffy, a puffy pickleball. I like to kind of move my projects around. That really helps me be a little more careful with it, so I'm not, you know, because sometimes you just can't see where your squeegee's going, you know? Okay. All right. So that's the additive part. Now we're going to take from the regular without the additive and start the process again. Scrape that off. Make sure that goes through that stencil mesh. Such a small area. I love this color though, it's very glowy. All right, let's get some white for the word pickle. Actually, like, don't you like not want to get caught in the kitchen? I thought that was part of the game. Like, you don't want to be in the kitchen. That you shouldn't be in the kitchen. I don't know. All I know is I cook food in my kitchen. That's the only kitchen I'm familiar with. That is all. Okay. Let's get the handle here. Grab some more white. This is one of my older whites because it does feel very thick and sticky. You can add water to your inks to bring them back to a better consistency, so don't be afraid to do that. Just make sure it's like filtered refrigerator water or bottled water. Of course, distilled is always best. Okay, that's it for the white. Did I just get that on my chin? All right, purple. Almost done. I can't wait to heat set these and see what the puff stuff does. You can sometimes see as you're trying to put this ink onto, certain materials will soak it up. Certain ones will not. Some fabrics, it just kind of sits on top. Well, you know what I should have done is maybe made the paddles white and the handles purple. That would have been fun. Oh well, next time. Okay. All right. Okay, that's done. Now we just gotta do that bottom part with the regular, without the puff stuff. And then we will kind of blow it dry a little bit. And then we'll be able to heat set it. See you in the kitchen. Okay, let's get that excess off. All right, put that down and then peel. Go slow, so if you have to fix anything, you can. So I did a little bit of purple on my white, so we're gonna see if we can kind of cover that without making too much trouble here. Let's see, yeah, all right. Woohoo! That looks so cute, you guys. I love it. Put that aside for a brief moment. Okay, let's bring both of these over. I'm also going to close everything up because you know what happens. I end up getting, see, I just got purple all over me. This is permanent, so you do not want to get it on your clothes. You really want to make sure you're keeping your hands clean. Even if you wear gloves, make sure you keep your gloves clean. Because I would hate for you to touch somewhere and get it dirty. Okay, let's put that over there. This one over there. This over here. Put this over here. That would have been disastrous. Okay, let's get these guys dry. I'll be sipping my coffee. I know it's late. It just sounded good. Okay, let's see here. I just see like a little bit of a bleed here. I'm going to see if I can grab that. Oh, no, you don't. Stay on. I noticed a couple of the holes were filling in, so let's try to pick those out real quick. Okay. All right, that should be okay. All right, ooh, I almost put water on there. Let's get these dry somewhat. I don't want to get them too hot because I don't want them to puff. So we just want to make sure everything else gets dry. Now that white is bothering me, so because I kind of pulled it up. Let's see, is our white. Okay, hold on, please. Hold, please. Oh, I am just making a mess here. Trying to pick it up from there. So I'm just going to use the very tip of a stir stick. Try to fill that in a little bit. Okay, I think that's a little better. Better than it was. Okay, again, fingers. Oh my gosh. It's not flat, so this is really gonna bother me, guys. I just want to get it a little tacky, okay? I'm just going to get it a little tacky. I'm going to try to avoid the balls since we did the little puff stuff on there. Hopefully it worked. Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's get our pressing pillow here. Okay, we're going to take our parchment paper. Place it on top. Get this guy, now I set it at 285 because it said, that's what it said, like on the directions for this certain type of material. Okay. So let's just, we're gonna apply pressure. I'm gonna kind of wiggle it around. But if it's still wet and it gets wet on the parchment paper, and if you wiggle it, you might smear it. So I'm trying not to move the paper too much, if at all. Let's just keep firm pressure and see what happens. We got about 15 seconds left. Now we have 15 seconds left. And then honestly, I don't know if I'll put it inside out and do it. Maybe, we'll see. Probably should. Probably should. Although it's not really gonna go in the wash. You know, it's not gonna, it might get dirty, but yeah, so you can see how the purple got on there. Oh no, what happened there? Well, that's interesting. That did not puff, my friends. That just went all over. Huh. Would you look at that? Not sure what's going on with that. Well, that wasn't nice. It could be the material. I have used fix, you know, the puff additives before and have never had a problem, so not sure. I think it's probably the material. I'm gonna stick this in here, and we're gonna heat set it just so that I know the other stuff will stay put. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little sandwich there. Huh, that's interesting. That was interesting, friends. All right, we're just gonna let that go. Aren't you glad I'm your guinea pig? That I try all these things for you guys so you know what to do, what not to do, what to use, what not to use. And it's all part of the learning process when you're a crafter. Well, that's a bummer. Maybe we're gonna try, now the heat tool that I have can get really hot. Maybe I'll try that on the ball on the other one, just to see if there's a difference. Five. Okay. Or the product is old. That could also be the case. Because like I said, I bought it in 2020. So it could be a little old. Outside of that, it looks pretty darn cute. Ooh, yeah, no, it comes right off. Look at that, what a bummer. We could re-ink it with the regular stuff and then it'll be okay. Okay, that was a fail. It does feel like it's raised though. Whatever is left is raised. How interesting is that? Okay, let's try this guy. And I'm gonna try it with my heat tool. Use this though, because I have a little excess in here. Try to clear that out a little bit there. Perfect. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna put it all the way up. I kind of blow it to the side a little bit so it starts to warm up and get to that hot point. I'm going to put it on low. We're going to see what happens here. Oops. Okay, now this worked. Or see, no. Oh, let's see. It's starting to puff. Hang on. It's puffing. It looks like fabric. Maybe I did it too long. Oh my gosh. Look at the puffy ball. Can you tell? How cute is that? I wonder if that'll come off if I rub it. It feels like puffy paint, you guys. I feel like if I mess with it though, it will come off. But it does work. The puffy stuff does work. I just don't think it likes this material. How cute is that? I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell? See how it's raised? How cute. How cute. Okay, let's go ahead and just, I'm gonna heat set it with this because, like I said, it's not gonna go in the wash. If it gets dirty, it gets dirty, you know. I just think it's this type of material. It works great on t-shirts. That I know. Next time we do a t-shirt, I'll definitely use it. I think we'll stick with like the t-shirt Tuesdays. What do you guys think? Don't want to heat set it because I'm afraid I'm gonna make it fall off. Like I don't want to heat set it with my press. So that's why we're using this high heat tool, which is probably a lot hotter than my heat press, honestly. All right, how cute. Let's try that other one again. Because now that I know, now that I figured it out, let's go ahead and redo it, okay? So we're just gonna put our transfer down. We're gonna line it up as best we can here. Let's see. I think that's probably good. Maybe. Ah, it keeps moving on me. Okay, I think we're good right there. Just gonna try to press that down there. And we're gonna take this as the little piece that we want. So what's kind of interesting is it does mix nicely into our inks, and then it does go through our mesh real nice. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm off. Darn it. So what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Let's do this. Should we try to get it off? Let's try to get it off. Feel like we can do it since everything else is already heat set. Let's see if we can get this off. We'll just have to, I'll blow dry it a little bit just so that it's dry. too. Interesting. Interesting. You may not like this material. We'll have to see. We will have to do like a little test run of washing it. Let's see if we can get some of that up still. Or I didn't heat set it high enough. That could be too. Okay. All right, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's get it dry. Then we'll do it again. I'm going to make sure it's lined up. And then we'll heat set it, and then I'll be back. Since this is our guinea pig one. See where it kind of smeared. Oh man. That stinks. That just stinks, Ola. Let's see here. Let me kind of wipe this off a little bit so I can see where I'm at. Towel. Remember, you don't want to put a wet transfer on to a completed area, so we're just going to kind of wipe what we can off. Since this is kind of like a trial and error. Remember, I'm the guinea pig, right? Right. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get this on where it was. I feel like I see a circle right there. I thought that's where I was. I didn't think I moved. Last time, guys. Last time. And if it's not where it needs to be, then oh well. Oh well. Like I said, we're just trying this out. I only have one paddle anyway, so the other one will go on my paddle. This one will go out in the garage. Okay. Let's see if I was able to line this one up. Yes, see? All right. Okay. Whew. All right, let's get this guy. We're gonna just dry him from afar. Then I'll get in a little closer to make him puff. Actually, let's bring you guys in a lot closer. Okay. All right, ready? Someone's coming. I'm almost done. Oh. Okay. You see it puffing over here, guys? Can you see how it's getting really puffy? It doesn't take long. Can you see? How cute is that? All right. All right, guys, so I'm gonna put this one aside. Let's grab the other one. And then I'm gonna grab my bucket. And we're gonna put it in here. This is my dad's. Oops, you guys are super duper close. There you go. My dad's. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it nice and safe. If you are ordering racket or the paddle covers, make sure it indeed fits your cover or your paddle. There we go. And there you go. Pickle Ballin. All right, guys, I'm glad I was able to help you out with the puff additive today. I will put a link on how to get some, and I'm gonna find my very first video that I did a long, long time ago to see if I actually used something different, because I feel like I did, but maybe I didn't, and maybe I had a second jar of this and just don't remember. It's possible. All right, guys, have a great night. I might see you later. If not,